One.
Hey guys, welcome to the 4th episode of the Sus podcast. And I think I bottled it again. Can we restart?
No. Keep rolling.
What? Okay,
The show goes on.
Okay, the show goes on. All right. So
Let's go, Raz.
today we're back. We're back from our 2 week. Was it 2 or 3 weeks?
Three-week
A
hiatus.
3-week hiatus, and now we're back and we're better. We've moved and we're still moving. So let's go. Introduce yourself, guys.
My name's Ali outside.
Urshad from this corner.
And today we're joined by someone very special, coming in from Blacktown PCYC in the red corner.
Red chair.
Sheikh. Oh, what was the last name?
Almoail.
Furat the Sheikh. Yeah. Just
Do you have a round of applause, boys?
Yeah.
Come on, let's
Come on,
go.
audience.
We had a recent win the other week. We didn't get a chance to get him on the
70 wins,
podcast.
undefeated.
How many wins?
Like 80.
World heavyweight title holder.
Champion.
WBO, IBO, IBA,
all
the
the
ring.
W's, bro. All the
Yeah, all the
W's.
W's.
Looking to take on Dylan White after his win.
Who's doing what?
Don't you know Dylan White, the boxer?
He's
know
cousin,
Dylan
bro.
Who's Dylan White?
Nah.
Huh?
Who's Dylan White?
The boxer just beat
The British boxer.
Oh, no, I don't know. No,
I've never heard of that guy.
Oh, I was looking to take on,
Anyways.
let's say someone more famous, Anthony Joshua.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, definitely
Bro,
not
didn't
white
you beat him
collar.
last week?
Oh, yeah, or something like that.
Yeah, so
last
you guys
week.
had a
Oh, it's
sparring
nothing,
one.
eh?
Street fight, but I'm more of a street fighter.
Anyways, so we're going to know more about the guest. So, Frat, where did you start with boxing? And have you always been in an athletic field, or have you taken yourself into it?
Hold up. One second.
Oh,
We've got something we got to do first.
we got something we have to do.
Have to. First
Go
and
for it.
foremost, I'd like to give an acknowledgement to country and pay our respects to the Darug people, being the traditional custodians of this land.
Thank you
Take
for
it
that.
away.
Well, traditionally, before that, I played soccer for MPL, Mandurah Town Rangers. And but even during that, like at school, I would play all types of sports: volleyball, cricket, soccer,
Jack of all
Footy?
trades.
footy, everything, man. Whatever I could get my hands on. Oz tag, touch footy. I was just real athletic and really liked that competitive
Oh,
environment.
so you got that background, yeah? Like
Yeah,
athletic,
yeah.
you always want to get yourself up
Yeah,
there.
I always want to keep myself moving, you know. And it's not just like for the athleticism, like because it was fun, but also because you'll be with your mates. So
Yeah.
and also a way to get out of school, you know what I mean?
Were you one of those students as soon as the bell like rang for recess, straight out of the
He's got
class, run up
training,
there?
he's got-
Nah, you know what's
I
funny?
remember back at school. Remember handball? Back
Yeah.
at LCS.
Oh my.
Bell runs, you have to quickly go reserve your spot or something like that.
Oh, like
and
recess and lunch
yeah, and it
handball.
was so
But
competitive.
it was like that,
That
in the
was-
beginning,
yeah.
like year 9 and 10. But after like 11 and 12,
Oh, yeah,
I
it's-
actually like barely played sports at school. Only if it was like a gala day or something like that.
Yeah.
Wait,
but-
is there a reason behind that? I was just
I was too cool for it, bro.
yeah.
Too cool for it.
Yeah, had his head in the books, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, something like that.
Are your parents watching?
99
Yeah,
eight time.
studying every day.
Everything.
Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, and then, but after soccer, it got like too political and like when you get higher in soccer, it's more becomes about the money, about who could pay the most, especially in Australia, which
Yeah, I
is why
heard about that.
which is why you never see Australia progress in soccer.
So I heard in a TikTok that with Australian soccer, it's like it's surrounded with politics and who you know and money rather than talent and actual
It's on TikTok
like,
as well.
how
It's
you
like
can play.
a primary
Well,
source.
yeah, like
No, because the guy was just sitting there, he was just talking like, oh, you know, Australian football, you know, there's a talent. Like he had a British accent, like there's a talent there, but
I think I know who you're talking
you know what I'm
about.
talking about?
Yeah, the British guy
yeah.
came.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what do you think about that?
Well, Australian football is it hasn't really been progressing because of that. Like, because at the end of the day, it's more about who could bring in more money for the club. It's not about look at this guy, he's very talented. We need to
So
take
it's like
care
a,
of
it's
him.
like a business then.
Yeah,
in
it's
a way,
basically a business.
money wise.
Yeah, 'cause-
bringing in money in.
Because you think about it now, like soccer, you get the richest people out. You know what I mean? The richest people play soccer. So say Reggio's $2,500, which is a lot, $2,500 for a season, compared to other sports. Instead of paying $2,500, they'll pay like $10,000 plus a sponsorship on top. All this, so the club take care of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They may not be the best footballer, but they bring in the most money, which makes it easier for the club because then the club could buy more players or make the wage better for other players.
Yeah,
So they stay.
of course. Yeah.
You know, it's a great day to talk about this because we've actually got a case study in the audience. Can you come over here? I think this guy's got something to say about. Come on, please, please.
What's
Come
the
on,
case study on?
Camera shy.
Come on, bro.
Camera shy, eh? He doesn't have the haircut.
So, all right, he's a bit camera shy, but we've got a member in the audience today who has been very disgruntled with the FFA. You know, he's not made it anywhere past playing soccer in his backyard, and he's just been blaming it on politics his whole life.
Like to a certain extent, politics is true, cause it does eventually. Like what you see overseas, someone may not have the money for it, but they have the skills for it, so teams will take care of them. But over here, you got the skills for it, but you don't got the money. But they're like, tough luck.
Yeah.
You don't
I
got
think
the money.
me and Ali know someone that we graduated with at school. He went all the way to Spain to play, right? So it would have costed him crap ton, would it?
Yeah,
Going because obviously
100%.
international, playing with like soccer
Visa,
players that are already
100%.
up there, as
Yeah,
opposed to
what
like
happens with that as well? I think I know who you're talking about. Like they reach a certain,
Yep.
they progress and progress until they reach a certain level where it just costs too much for them and their family to
And
support,
then
and
they-
then they just lose it.
That's
Yeah,
correct.
100%.
That's correct.
They
Yeah.
have to quit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why. And once I did stop playing soccer, I still had that competitiveness in me. I was like, oh, I need to do something. And since I was young, like I was always like a little fighter when I was a little kid. Like
He's the most aggressive guy I've ever
But-
met.
Do you
bro.
have younger siblings?
I do.
Do you used to bullet like you said headlock him a few
I
times?
used to always wrestle on the the trampoline and stuff like that, and even not just with my younger sibling, older cousin, and they'll be like, I'll be like 8 years old, and they'll be like 14.
How many TVs have you and your brothers broken?
But we've actually broken like 3, 4.
Actually?
Yeah, I'm not even joking.
No, but when you say like what, you punched this, like what do you mean? Like
No, like,
accidentally?
we were wrestling and we pushed each other and they hit the TV.
That's happened to me before. I had like a wrestling with my brother, and you know, it's like you got jib rock, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you just push against it, and then it's like a
Yeah,
massive.
one time we were on the bed in my parents' bedroom and we jump in and we wrestle.
Sweet home Alabama.
And then, like I did like push him and he fell back and hit the window,
Oh.
bro. Like we've broken so many
And it's like
stuff.
the worst 10 seconds of your life.
And then we just stand there
What
like,
do we-
who's gonna tell mum?
That's
You
happened a few
cracked the
times.
window?
Broke the window. We didn't crack it. We broke
Smashed
it.
it.
Like his butt was through the window.
One time, me and my brother were at my nan's house. This was probably like 12, 15 years ago, maybe, jumping up and down on my nan's bed, me and my brother. And then he just pushes me, smashed right through the window, and her house is on a hill, so I roll all the way down onto the road, smashed through a glass window.
I don't. I'm gonna let it slide.
Yeah, like I always had that I was very sensitive, always a fighter. You realize a lot of fighters are sensitive, and I was just wanted to
alright, you
fight
can open
something,
up
wanted
to us.
something, and once I stopped soccer, I was like, man, I got to do something. And it wasn't like you see a lot of people just they get into like lifting weights sort of thing, but that wasn't me. I was like, I need to
Are
do
you a
something.
gym person or not?
Look, I do go to the gym, but
Alrighty.
it's more like I don't see
Consistent?
that like the competitiveness as like boxing or
Yeah, yeah,
soccer
yeah.
or something.
Not
you know
really
what I
into
mean?
bodybuilding and stuff.
Soccer, boxer. How long have you been boxing for? Now.
I'm still like a little baby in boxing. I'm like 2.5 years in, 3 years around
What
there.
was, so that's like when you first put your gloves on and just,
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I was like, man, I like boxing. And right before I stopped, I was doing boxing like part time, and I was like, and when I stopped, I'm like, well, I'm just gonna do it.
And is boxing your main priority? Or like, do you have work, uni, studies?
but
do you have like?
I'm like
So I
real,
think-
real busy. Like with right now, I'm full-time student at uni. I'm working 5 days a week, sometimes 6, and I'm boxing. Like
So how do you like just advice out for the viewers? Anyone that's like our age or younger or older, how the hell do you manage that?
bro,
Because you've like what 6 days working,
Yeah,
training.
6, 5
How many
days.
days do you train?
every day, bro, every day.
Every day?
Yeah, every day.
Well, like after
Wow.
work, before work, early
So
mornings.
I'll start work at 5 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay.
So I wake up around 4 a.m. and then I come back. And sometimes I have a little quick nap.
Yeah, you
I
have
try
to,
not
bro.
to. I try
5
not to.
a.m..
I try not to nap a lot because then I just get too into it. I'll probably have like a 20, 30-minute nap or something. Eat a little, just get ready for training, and then I'll go to training around 5 o'clock.
Whilst all this, you got studies as well. So how
While
do
all
you?
this, I got studied.
Okay.
Usually my studies is like
Have you passed?
Oh yeah, alhamdulillah. Everything. But usually I reserve my studies for like the weekends or something. But even like on the weekend, like I've got so much stuff to do, and I'm like sometimes I'll work on the weekend, but there's 24 hours in a day, and I try to use as much of them. Like I'm on like sometimes 4 hours of sleep some days, you know what I mean? And if I got like an assignment coming up, even less.
But like your hours sleep, like sport wise, like athletic, you would already know this, but isn't like at least, was it 8 hours that you healthy body?
7 to 9 hours of sleep.
Like
Nine is stretching.
to
This guy's sleeping in.
No, 9's stretching.
7 to 9 hours.
But
Is
you know,
what should be sleeping.
apparently LeBron James sleeps from like 10 to 12 hours a day.
Wow.
And that guy like, but he's like intense trainer. Like you think he's an elite athlete, but he says the most important thing he does is sleeping.
Does it worry you that you're on 4 then? Like 4 or 5 hours of
Look,
sleep?
bro, I feel like it's more physically, a lot more physical stress on me.
Of course, yeah, you would.
Because like I just need to give my muscles enough time to recover. And sometimes on the weekend I'll just like pass out.
Yeah,
bro.
you're
I'll
done.
just pass
What else
out.
do you do for like cold showers, ice baths, any of that?
I need to do more of that. I only recently I started to doing like getting into chiro, going to visiting chirotherapist, even like deep tissue massage.
You started getting into yoga yet, or?
I'm going for my first yoga session this Friday, so
Wow.
hopefully that goes like apparently real good for your breathing, just meditation.
Mental, it's that mental thing as well though. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like boxing. You realize boxing more of a mental warfare than it is a physical one.
of course, yeah.
Like it's 20% physical. Yeah, you got to be physically fit. You got to have the skill. But if you're not ready for it mentally, like I remember for my first fight, I thought I had this. You know, doing the sparring and all that. I thought I had it. I thought I went out with about 300 people. And I just felt like a shortness of breath. Like whoa, like I just wasn't prepared for it mentally, and I felt like a shortness of breath. And I'm like, all right. These guys are all here, and when you think about it, they don't really care about you. They just want to see a knockout or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in boxing, it's a lonely sport, man. No one cares about you. They just probably
It's a lonely sport.
Like probably just people that you know, people that your friend that come, your parents
they'll
or
show
whatever.
up and all that.
They'll be there, and if like my dad will tell me like when he sees me get hit, he told me that it hurts him. Like it hurts me to watch you see you get hit. I'm like, Dad, don't worry, man. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Like, I'll never understand. Well, at least not yet. But, like, when you see a friend or something that happened, you'll feel it.
Did you win your first fight?
No, I did
Ooh.
not.
So what are you on
actually,
rate?
Yeah, I'm 80 and
I remember your first fight. He was going up against this, I think it was Scottish or Irish guy.
Yeah, some Irish guy.
He was like 26 or something, and he'd been boxing since he was about 4 years old.
They stitched me up, bro. They're like, yeah, this guy.
And were you 1 year into boxing, or was this recently?
I was like 6 months into boxing before my first fight.
wow.
What?
Which is real quick.
Do they allow that, or like do you have to go?
They don't care.
You can go for your first boxing match next week if you want.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
look at
Wow.
like the influencers and all them.
Yeah,
doing all
like,
those boxing
Speaking of
events.
that, yeah. So
Speaking of that, like, what do you think about influencers and all these like TikTokers, YouTubers, and all these guys?
isn't there a
doing
TikTokers
boxing? Yeah, there's a
versus
YouTubers versus TikTokers event. So, what do you think about these guys? Like, you know, obviously they have heaps of followers, they have a huge following, but they have very little boxing experience. How do you think about what do you think about them getting all these opportunities to box and all that?
Look, like boxing, to make the most money out of in boxing is to promote the most, to sell the most. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of amazing boxers out there that just don't make the same money as like YouTubers and stuff because they're not as famous as the YouTube. You see like Logan Paul, all the Pauls, all the YouTubers, they got millions of subscribers and people all pay to watch it. And then a lot of the boxers, the fighting community, the people that have been doing it for years, you doing it for their whole lives. You know what I mean? They put their life on the line for it, and they're not seeing the same money they are. 100% will piss them off. 100%. And I feel like a lot of fighters, they feel like they're just abusing it a bit. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
They're like abusing it.
I feel as if they're not taking the sport serious enough.
Yeah,
I feel as if
yeah.
they're just doing it just to like, oh, I'm gonna get 50,000
Fame,
followers.
but it's
from
also fame as well.
and
Yeah.
the contract and the money and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah, 100%. Though.
Because like, do you like? Sorry to cut you off. Sorry, but like Logan Paul, like his comeback was from boxing.
Yeah,
That's what
from
it was
boxing.
technically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and
it's really
apparently,
was
like
fame.
the KSI fight was it Logan Paul or Jake?
Logan
No, it was
Paul versus
Logan Paul
KSI.
versus
Yeah,
KSI.
they made like 20, 30 mil or something from it.
Oh.
And there was great fighters on that. excuse me,
Yeah, it wasn't
on that
Canelo?
undercard, like
card,
David
yeah.
Harney and stuff. Like great fighters under the undercard.
But their main like focus was just them two YouTubers that are
yeah,
just
like all the and I had people that have never seen boxing, never even looked at it until like they're real into that YouTube, that gaming, like you know what I mean. They're
So
like,
does that anger you though? Like you got YouTubers that
Yeah, so which
initially
side-
started with gaming, FIFA, and then now they're out there. In their bio, boxer. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, does that really
they got
like,
the boxing emoji.
yeah, does that piss you off?
Look,
'Cause-
but I feel like it doesn't piss me off as much, but that's mainly because I'm still relatively new to the sport.
Yeah,
you know
you
what I
can
mean?
say
It still doesn't feel like I've put my life into it. You know what I mean? Like right now it's a lifestyle, but I still haven't put my life into it.
Of course.
But I know people, 100% will piss off people that have been boxing their whole life, and especially if they're going pro, like pro boxers that are not making near as much millions that they are, and they 100% will bash these guys. 100% they'll get mad, and I don't
100%,
blame
yeah.
them for it. But when you think about it, what would you do if you were in Logan?
Look, yeah, it
Like,
would,
if you look, if you were in Logan's position or Paul's position or KSI, whoever it may be, and then you had an opportunity to box and make 20 mil. Think about it. Would you take
You're
it?
taking it, 100%.
bro, if I was gonna lose and I knew I was gonna lose, like Mayweather versus Logan Paul, is that still happening?
Yeah, apparently it's 100
Bro,
mil.
Yeah, bro. Mayweather knows he's gonna win. Logan Paul knows he's gonna get
all
pumped.
these mills.
It's
just
all
these mil.
It's all for money. Like Logan
Yeah,
Paul is like
100%.
he's just training, got off YouTube for a bit, trying to make it all dramatic. Oh, I'm training, I'm training.
And you see Mayweather's moving into that direction.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about who he's fighting.
Mayweather's
Like, if you think about it
yeah.
right now, would you jump in a ring for 4 rounds with Mike Tyson, possibility of getting knocked out, but you're gonna win? You're gonna
Oh,
get
of course
50
I will.
mil.
Of course I will.
Exactly.
Bro,
so you think about
few
Logan
punches.
Paul. You think about Logan Paul. He's gonna get in a ring with some other guy who's famous. He's gonna
He's
train for a couple
undefeated,
months.
yeah.
He's gonna train for a couple months. He's gonna make a couple meals. He's
yeah.
gonna be happy. So, yeah, they are abusing it, but I don't blame him. Like,
Yeah. So
it's really, to be honest, it's really like the organization's fault.
yeah, I feel,
That's
as if,
true.
I feel as if they know exactly what they're doing.
100%.
They know that that's gonna bring. It's just for money.
Yeah,
But I feel like it's not even us. Like, what was that tweet about Ben Askren? About Jake Paul. What was that tweet? How
Oh,
he
so
goes?
you know Jake Paul and Ben Askren are
Yeah,
versing each
yeah.
other in a fight, like in the next few weeks or so.
I don't know when, but
So
yeah,
like
I haven't been keeping up.
Ben Askren is apparently like representing the MMA community, which which I'm a bit skeptical on. But you know, he's representing them, and people are saying if he knocks out Jake Paul, they're gonna strike away his loss to Masvidal when he got knocked out in 5 seconds and all that. And it's just like, does Ben Askren really represent the MMA community like that?
Is he taking a pay cut out of it?
Yeah,
How big is the pay cut?
I don't know.
Is it
I'm not too sure.
like,
to be honest.
like if he's really representing, then he'll just do it for free. But no one will do stuff for free. You know what I mean? So I highly doubt he'll do it for
but who
free.
do you reckon would win, Ben or Jake?
Who is it? Boxing or MMA? Is it?
Boxing.
Boxer. Things MMA,
Well,
but Ben.
bro, to be honest, Ben is a real bad striker.
Yeah,
so
have you seen his striking
He's
videos?
a terrible striker. So I wouldn't surprise me if he knocks him out. And he does. Wasn't it Jake? I don't even know.
Jake,
who
is that
Paul.
really-
Jake? Yeah.
is that really,
He's real goofy and stuff. Like I like Logan. I don't like really any of them, but
I respect Logan more than
Yeah,
Jake.
yeah.
Jake's just a flop.
Yeah,
Let's be
yeah.
real.
But Jake is just like naturally big ass. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Like it honestly wouldn't surprise
I said
me.
the
if he
same
knocks
thing
it out.
earlier. I think Jake
But
could.
I feel as if Ben could pull it off.
But look, bro, the thing about this, when you see like a YouTuber versus a ex-fighter or ex-professional, someone who's been in the UFC, or like someone like Mayweather, if they put it on him, then they'll be like, oh look, I deserve to be in the UFC. Oh look, I deserve
Yeah, it
this. I
kinda
deserve, you know what I
discredits
mean?
the sport,
you know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
gonna like right now, he's gonna be a retired MMA fighter. That's if he does. Be a retired MMA fighter who's real bad at striking. And then all of a sudden he's gonna be like, all right, see now I deserve to fight.
He's trying to go for Conor McGregor.
Yeah, look.
He
Look.
offered him like 50 mil.
Yeah, now he's gonna be like, oh yeah, look, because I beat a retired ex-fighter,
Yeah.
someone who can't strike, I deserve to fight at the top of the top. So really, it's just
It's like
I'm
Michael
not a fan
Zarafa
of
the
it.
other day
Yeah.
beating like very close to
Who's
retire.
this?
Anthony
Who's this?
Mundine.
Sorry?
Michael Zarafa.
Okay.
Zarafa beat Anthony Mundine. You know,
And
this
the
guy's a
week
legend.
after, Anthony Mundine retired.
Anthony Mundine's
Hasn't he
like,
retired a few times?
He should have.
yeah, he should have stayed retired, man. Anthony Mundine, but he's like 47 years old, bro.
he
47. 47, and Mazarafa, he's like, I don't know, he's like 28 or something.
He's young. He wouldn't be past 30. But yeah, now because he beat Anthony Mundine.
Yeah, he's expecting all these fights with Tim Tszyu, stuff like that.
Who's way out of his level.
Yeah, way out of the league. And yeah, it's like they think they deserve something because they beat someone who's like a legend ages ago, you know what I mean?
Fair enough.
So
let's make it a more about. Sorry, Raz.
No,
cut you off
fine.
again.
It's fine.
You go first.
You guys want to have a moment?
Go.
I'm used to it, I'm used to it. No, so I was gonna ask, do you ever see yourself going down a social media type boxer route? Like, do you think that you would get better fights if you had...
Excuse me.
Anyways,
You got a tear, bro. I think you might have tried that route. It didn't work out. You got a tear.
No, it's just do you think that you would go down a route like Ryan Garcia or like, you know, Vidal Riley, where your social media presence is huge and that gets you big fights, you know? Like,
It's part of the game, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
but like a lot of boxers kind of stick to just boxing and not really social media, whereas I think moving forward, I think boxers should incorporate social media and fame into it, because you get better fights.
Look, when you look at like fighters like Ryan Garcia, when they got a huge fan following, and even their fan following, it's half the time it's not even boxers, it's like girls, bro. They're like, oh my god, Ryan, you know what I mean? Look, I bet you right now, if you go on Instagram and you go on Ryan Garcia's, all his mutual, most of them will be girls. Most of your mutuals will be girls following him, and it's just, as Ali said, it becomes part of the game, because it's not that people want you on your card. Like big organizations, they want Ryan on their card because he'll bring in the most money.
Yeah.
Take Tim Tszyu for example. Like 6 months ago, you were telling me like he was he wouldn't talk as much smack as he would
100%.
now. Yeah,
100%. Like ages ago with Tim Tszyu's Jeff Horn fight, he wasn't really promoting. Even the fight before, he wasn't really promoting it because he was hoping that his skills will take him that route. And sometimes the skills do take you that route, like take you far enough where you don't need to promote yourself. Like, say for instance, Khabib.
Yeah, that's true.
But when you think about it, Khabib got a lot of his clout from Conor McGregor when he...
That's true.
You know what I mean? Before that, everyone was like, man, he's Khabib. But he's going to pump Conor McGregor's going to pump him.
I think Khabib got most of his support from the Muslim community.
Yeah. He got it from the Muslim community and the Russians.
Yeah.
Other than that, everyone's like, Conor
exactly.
McGregor's going to pump him. And then when he beat Conor McGregor, that's when all the clout
Switched
came.
up,
You know what I mean?
That's true.
And that's how it works in fighting. You see some guy who no one knows, they're like, bah. Andy Ruiz, when he fought Anthony Joshua, everyone's like, bah, Anthony Joshua's going to bash him, everyone's going to bash him. Anthony Ruiz won, and then overnight he gained like 2 million followers on Instagram.
Jeez.
Yeah, something like that. And your skills can take you if it's someone else that you're beating, and they do give you that fame. But if you really want to push yourself, and if you really want to make the maximize your money, you're gonna have to promote yourself.
So would you take the social media route?
Oh, to a certain extent, I'll have to. To a certain extent, I'll have to, because
You become a boxing vlogger.
I'm not gonna be vlogging every day. But I'll have to be promoting my fight somehow, because I gotta sell tables. I gotta think, especially before making it to them big cards, before making them to them events. It's gonna be all me selling them. Because so you see the undercard, like the Tim Tszyu, the one that are televised. Before that, you're fighting in the in Bankstown and stuff, like at the back of areas, little stadiums, not big fights. You probably get the more you sell, the more money you make. So I'll have to promote my fighters, not my fighters. I'll have to promote my fight to my friends and stuff. See if they want to come. See whoever wants to come, so I can maximize my money.
And social media is probably the easiest way to do that. Of course, it's just
I'm not gonna call
anything, but
I'm not gonna call everyone individually. But bro, you wanna come? Bro,
yeah, social media goes out there. So it is.
You have to post it on your story. Let me know if you want tickets and stuff. People you haven't even seen in ages will come watch, because, like I said, people will come watch a fight, because that's the difference between like other sports and boxing.
Like footy.
Yeah, like. Footy, I wouldn't go watch a footy fight. Do you watch footy?
Fight?
Rugby.
Yeah.
Rugby. Like,
I'm a rugby person.
Like the NRL, yeah, but like you know,
Like
some
yeah,
random
I'm not
guys-
into rugby, and I won't go out of my way to go watch a rugby game because I don't know the skills. I don't.
But
really
if you
know-
saw a mate, you would. Like it's like
not,
if you
not even just that, but I'm saying like even if you don't know even if you don't know what it takes to be a good fighter, people will still come because they know when something happens.
Yeah, of course.
Like I don't know when a good skill happens. I don't know when a good pass, a good strategy
like, you don't know what a
happens.
knock on is. Do you
Yeah,
know? Yeah.
like I know what a knock
knows
on
what a
is.
Come on,
I don't know if it's
But
that
I won't be able
bad.
I won't be able to appreciate the
Yeah, yeah,
sport
of course,
that,
of course.
what it
Yeah.
has to offer. But in boxing, people see a punch. Everyone could
Do you have
understand what a
like
punch is.
inspiration in boxing, like someone that you look up to? I'm sure you do, but
Oh,
Prince
yeah.
Nassim.
Nah. I don't really have inspiration or
Nate
like.
Robinson.
I don't really have like someone I look up to.
We're looking down on Nate Robinson.
Yeah, I look up
You
to
can't
Nate
look up
Robinson.
to him, bro.
He's got a heart of a lion.
Nah, Jake Paul.
Oh,
yeah,
those memes that came out after him. Oh my god, some of them were just so bad. Like,
But I laughed
On
at every
Reddit?
single one of them, bro.
yeah, but I don't really look up to anyone or
Muhammad
like,
Ali, Mike Tyson.
look, I watch the video and thing, but to be honest, the most people that the people that I probably look up the most or like learn the most are the people at my gym. Like shout out to Cohen, shout out to Monroe, like shout out to all the big fighters at my gym. Like I just like even my coach, like I'll see what they're doing. I'll learn from them. They'll come talk to me. They'll
An
let me
Australian
know what
boxer,
I need.
Billy Dip, like,
Nah.
nah. His face says it all.
But like you know, like people from my gym, people that will
Okay.
teach me, people that I could learn from, and they'll see me do something, they'll let me know. You know what I mean? They'll teach me a lot of stuff. It's not like I watch videos. I'm like drooling over these fighters. You know what I mean? It's mainly people from my gym and like my coach. They'll help me the most.
Okay.
And they're probably what I say my inspiration. And I look at them. I'm like, bro, look what they did. Look what they did. I need to mimic that. I need to follow that same path. I need to try to get better. I need to try to get, you know what I mean? I need to get better as a boxer. Stuff like that. And people a lot of the time people think like boxers are brain dead, bro. You know, getting punched in their head. They say a lot of brain dead.
There's something I noticed about boxers, that ear. Like, it's
Oh,
like
that's cauliflower. That's cauliflower. They call it. It's not really from boxing. From like
What do you mean?
grappling. It's called cauliflower ear.
Oh, okay.
It puffs up like a cauliflower, and that's from grappling. So
Like
when you
Khabib's
get
like
like
that, yeah.
when you get like choke holes like this,
Yep.
I don't know if the mic could hear me, but like choke holes like this, and then just like the blood rushes to the ear because just the pressure around
And
the
obviously,
ear.
eventually, after
Yeah,
time.
the blood builds up here, and you can get it removed, and that's why you see a lot of people wear like the earmuffs like that when they're wrestling.
Yeah.
Like amateur wrestling, they wear earmuffs or something like that.
Oh, that's true,
to
yeah,
avoid
so-
cauliflower. You can get it removed. Like they put a needle and they drain the blood. But if you're gonna be wrestling all the time and then
You
it
don't
just
have
comes
to.
back. But I've seen like some cases where it's like puffs up and then you get punched with a hook and a blood.
So is that more so boxing or more so MMA?
That's more so like jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, because you're
wrestling.
grappling. You're not gonna headlock
wrestling.
someone or
Yeah,
whatever.
you're not gonna headlock someone. I don't think.
That's correct. Yeah.
A lot of like boxing you get from boxing or injuries you get from boxing is like wrist injuries, knuckles,
Yeah,
elbows,
you're
shoulders.
using your hands the whole time.
If
Yeah.
it's something else, like more like brain injuries and stuff like that.
Okay.
But that's like a different story.
Fair enough.
Yeah, a lot of like the brain injuries they come from like a lot of them.
Are you concerned?
Bro,
Like, do you get concerned about
Bro,
it?
when
Like,
I-
obviously you
look,
would.
when I first started boxing,
Because
Whenever he starts stuttering, you
Bro,
know,
one
I'm just
thing-
like, right, you okay?
yeah,
one thing I'd be
right
worried
now I'm
about-
studying and people are like, oh, this
Like,
guy.
one thing I'd worry about if I was a boxer with my parents, though. Like, have they ever tried convincing you, no, don't
Look,
do
when I
boxing.
first started boxing-
You're gonna get hit, your head, this,
Yeah,
that. Like, I think the worst part is your mum watching you.
But
Does your mum watch you?
I never told my mum to come watch my
Yeah.
fights.
Oh,
I imagine my
You
mum.
wouldn't be
I
able
imagine
to.
my mum like.
Bro, I
She would
can't,
not be able to
like,
watch that.
that's...
A mother, I always tell her like, nah, don't come.
Yeah,
She's like,
you
oh
can't.
yeah, I'll come with. I'm like, nah, stay at home. Even something with my dad, I don't like my dad watching.
So have they tried sitting you down? Oh, don't do boxing. Focus
My
on
mum-
soccer,
my mum
footy.
No, what's the advice your dad always gives you at a fight?
Oh, one time my dad was at one of my fights, and I won the fight.
How many? Sorry, cut you off. How many fights have you played?
Like 85.
Have you played?
Yeah,
85 and 0.
85 and 0, bro.
Nah, really 10, just 10.
Okay, and how many have you won?
10. At 12. Undefeated. 10 was boxing, 30 was kickboxing, 40 was MMA. Bro, come on, bro.
Let's avoid
Just
the
wait.
question. Let's avoid the question.
Wait until we get to his pro record.
We'll get back on the podcast back then, yeah. Anyway, sorry to cut you off. Yeah,
Yeah,
so.
like my dad, he would be like, he came to one of my fights, and I won the fight. Like, usually you win the fight, I fought well, he'd be like, oh, good job, son, good job. We go back in the car, like, Frat, why weren't you hitting him? Sometimes you just hit him, I was like, what? Like, what was I doing wrong? Like, where? He's like, yeah, like, hit him in the leg. Hit him. I'm like, it's boxing, what do you mean? He's like, oh, yeah, you hit him in the stomach, in the head. I'm like, well, I won, so I must have been hitting him. And he kind of was like, no.
Does he have a boxing background or not really?
Nah, bro.
Nah.
He's got a
That's
bashing
probably-
his kid's background.
Boxing his son. But yeah, I don't really like my parents coming to watch my fight. Just you know what I mean? Like they see like getting hit. Like I'll most likely get hit. You know what I mean? Especially if it's an experienced fighter. But I'll 100% get hit. And like
Yeah, you will. You're in a game. It's like 1-on-1.
yeah, 100%.
It's not all you. You know what I mean? Like,
and they're gonna watch it, and then they see me. To me, it won't feel like nothing, but to them, it'll hurt them. They'll be
it's
like,
apparent.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah. And you see, like it's very hard for people that are like you see right now, a lot of the fighters, it's like dad son stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like you see the coaches, the father,
Tim,
and the son.
Khabib.
Yeah, Tim, and like Lopez, dad's father. A lot of the huh?
Cohen.
Yeah, his dad's a coach.
Explain how good this feeling was.
Oh, that was a good feeling.
Good feeling.
What was
Yeah,
that?
that was a good feeling.
Oh,
We'll get it up on the screen for everyone.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
That
have
was
to-
that.
You gotta play the
we
video
have
as
to, we
well.
have to edit that.
Bro,
in.
you know that fight. That's the fight. You know that's the fight that where I felt short breath.
Was this like one of your first 20th of July? So how
Was this
Oh,
second-
that's
That
2
was
years
I
ago.
think that was my third maybe.
It's pretty good, man.
But that crowd was about a 300, 400 crowd.
Wow.
And that's when I walked.
So like pressure.
Yeah,
You
bro, that's
walk
what
in,
I meant. It was
nerves,
shortness of
butterflies.
breath. Shortness of breath.
Yeah.
And when I came out, I was like, yo, there's a lot of people. And like when I came out, they were booing me. They were actually
Really?
booing
Oh,
me.
Yeah, 'cause they all knew the other
They
guy.
all knew the other guy, so they were booing me.
Yeah,
and
because
I-
you're a new person. You're
Yeah.
an amateur. They don't know
Yeah,
who
they
you
don't know
are.
And the
me.
other guy looked like he had about 20 kilos on.
I
He was
swear
10
it-
years
Where was
older.
the fight? In Sydney?
Hurstville.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it was
ooh,
Middle
still
Eastern.
over
It was a Middle Eastern night.
Or
So
Lebos.
no girls, no alcohol, boys only. So
so
testosterone
everyone's
level,
screaming.
testosterone levels are
If
through
you
the
swear,
roof,
swear
bro.
words on the side.
Yeah, man. And then
All in Arabic as well.
they called out my name. Boo, get out.
Well, you knocked him out. What was that reaction
Yeah, and they
after?
called out his name. They're like, you. Oh, can I swear?
You're fine, you're fine.
I'll do
Yeah,
it
let's
that.
go, Moe, let's go. And I was like, oh, damn, this is gonna be a long
Well, you
night,
won, bro. It's gonna be.
And then, yeah, I did win. I won, and then no one was cheering. But if you see at the end, I went in sujood, and everyone was like, yeah, mashallah, brother, mashallah. Everyone switched up. But, bro, low-key scared after. I was like, bro, I need to get out of here before I get jumped.
We'll get that
after
video
this.
up on screen for the viewers.
I was like, oh, I need to get out of here before something happens, man. Because there was a lot of, because most of the fighters were like Middle Eastern, and even like the people, the Caucasian fighters, there was only a couple, but they all were getting
course,
abused,
yeah.
bro. They were getting abused. Like that night was crazy. Like you usually nights end up in like punch-ons with the crowd. Like
Really?
yeah, a lot of.
But there was a respect between you two.
Yeah, a lot of them came up to me. I
was,
think maybe because I was Muslim, they came up and said, "Oh, yeah, good job, brother."
Yeah,
you
you
do
go
it?
to sujood, like
Yeah, I went to
it shows.
sujood, I
And
think
you're
I was-
surrounded by Middle Eastern Arabs.
Yeah, so a lot of them came up to me like, "Oh yeah, well done, bro. You fought well. You fought well."
of course.
So do you ever like trash talk or just like
Oh, yeah, bro,
like
I'm-
talk your before the fight?
In
Do you
the
ever do
gym?
that?
Right, like I'm
Sends
kind
his
of
opponent snaps.
I call myself like a showboater. Like I showboat in the, not even just
Starts doing the Ali shuffle
Yeah, like,
in the ring.
I'll do all that type of stuff like feigning and showboating. I'll do all that, but that's just all a part of the game, you know. It's a mental warfare. Like when I was telling you, like boxing's 80% mental, 20% physical, and it's a mental warfare because when you're showboating, they get angry. They're like, oh man, I need to get this guy.
Yeah,
I need to
you
get
have-
this guy.
bro.
And if you can handle it well, you'll use it to your advantage. You know what I mean? Use it to your advantage because ego comes in. Ego comes in, especially in boxing, especially with it being 1-on-1. A lot of the fighters' ego comes out.
That makes me think how good Khabib was against Conor McGregor.
Yeah,
all the talk shit.
Yeah, 100%.
All of that.
That's
like,
why you see a lot of fighters. They're like, they need that because you need that ego.
You do.
If
yeah.
you don't believe in yourself, you're gonna lose. 100% you'll lose.
Yeah.
But you won't go out in public and talk. Just
Oh,
for
well,
you.
Like a press conference.
Like you
you'd be
won't.
Well,
Right?
I'm still amateur
Yeah,
boxer,
yeah.
so it's not like an amateur's a lot more settled down and relaxed. You know what I mean?
Do you look in the mirror the night before and just talk to yourself and like, yeah, I'm gonna pump him out. Left hook.
Yeah, 100%. A lot of visualization.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you have to, yeah.
But you got to do that when you're preparing for a fight.
Of course.
But in pro boxing's a whole different level, man. Pro boxing, like trash talk is not just mental with the other guy. It's also promotion. You know what I mean? So you need to talk shit in your.
Of course, yeah.
How else do you prepare mentally for a fight?
Oh, like visualization. I'm trying to get into meditation, and even confidence in your skill. That prepares you mentally. Like me. Like yeah, I know I'm fit enough to do 3 rounds of amateur, but me going out for a jog. It helps me mentally. I'm like, I don't feel guilty. I'm like, yeah, look, I'm prepared for this fight.
You've done.
You know what I mean? I've done the skills for it.
And I feel like you feel content with yourself, even if it doesn't work out for you that night. You've
Yeah.
done A, B, and C.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, you've put the effort in. You put your best. So
Yeah,
I
you
feel
don't
like
wanna-
that's if anything though.
Yeah, like
anything.
you can lose a fight
but you'll feel content
that
with
you
yourself. still.
performed well in,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like you'll be alright
That's
mentally because
correct.
you know you did.
That's-
You don't want to finish your fight and you lose and be like,
I should have done A, B, and
What's
C.
that one cheeseburger that
That's
one
correct.
night?
Tell us what happened with your last win.
What do you mean? Oh, well, with my last win, I won, but it was still a disappointing win. I won clearly, but
Why was it disappointing?
because it wasn't my best
Performance.
show, my
Yeah.
best performance.
Yeah, you could say. Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't just me that thought that. It was like my coach thought that. He
But
gave it to
why?
me.
Like, was there a main reason behind it? Was it?
Well, no,
like-
it was just. It was a fight I lost to before. Well, didn't lose to, but
it was just a technical difficulty.
Yeah.
That one was a
Wasn't
street
really
fight.
anything.
It
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
count. Yeah.
yeah, it was a fight I fought before, and like I feel like, cause it was a year later, and I progressed a lot, and like it just felt like that was playing back in my head. Even I was telling myself after that fight, I'm like, man, I need to get this guy back. I need to get this guy. You know, I'm coming back for him. I'm coming back for him, and I did, and I won. So to some level, it was a relief, but after I'm like, man, that was not the best. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I could have done a lot more. I could have finished it. You know what I mean? And people that didn't know how I fought, they were like, man, that was great. That was amazing. But people that come to the gym and that see me spar, see me sing, they're like, bro, like could have done a lot better than that. You know what I mean? And that was just playing with me a little bit, but
Damn.
it's all part of the game, bro. It's all part of the
all part of-
learning curve.
There
You
you
know
go.
what I mean?
Just-
But anyways,
Take lessons, not losses.
there you go.
Yeah, 100%. The only time you lose is when you don't learn.
There you go.
Oh.
So, Farah, do you have any final, motivational quotes as a boxer? You know those boxing quotes where they say, what do they say? Like, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, or like,
Muhammad Ali's
what
one, yeah.
else do they say? I don't know what they say, but just
Do you have
boxing
any-
quotes. Do you have any
yeah.
boxing quotes for the fans at home?
Let's hear it. Let's hear it on
Put him on the
Let's
spot.
Let's hear it.
Wait, what is that one that's like
What are you gonna say?
but
Well respected, well connected.
loved by some, hated by others, but respected by all.
That's a wrap, guys.
Anyways,
That's all right.
on that note, we're gonna have to put an end to this episode. We loved having you on, Farah. But one more thing. We're about to hit 100 subscribers on YouTube.
Yo.
So we're on.
Are you a subscriber?
I have to check with that one.
We're on 99 subscribers. So Farah, could you
Please
just
check
tell
it out.
us of being a
I'll check.
100 subscriber?
I don't think he is. Is he?
If you are, just make a fake account. It's alright. We cut corners around here.
Hold up. Sus podcast loading up.
It's that awkward
Is he?
silence.
Is he?
Man, there's another sus podcast. We gotta get rid of them, eh?
Yeah,
Hey,
they're
bro,
off.
challenge him to a charity boxing match.
Where is it? Hold up, man.
Come on, man. Give him some help. Send me some technical difficulties.
Yeah,
Give it to me.
oh yeah, found it.
All right.
Are you a subscriber?
I am not. 99 subscriber.
okay.
Make it.
that's
Let's see.
full.
For us,
For
be the 100
us, we are
subscriber.
100 subscriber.
Let's go.
100 subscriber. Wait.
Just look at Ali. Just look at Ali soon.
Alright, I've subscribed, but I haven't
You have to
changed.
censor
Are you a
his name.
subscriber?
Oh, there we go. There we go.
That's
100
it.
subscribers.
100.
100.
Oh, let's go.
Make sure you subscribe.
There you go.
All right. That's
So
all right.
we reached 100 subscribers. We're thankful for all of you guys. Yeah, you know.
And
that-
now
you know that
we're
mumbo
gonna
jumbo.
shave Razzy's head.
Okay, well, no, that's not happening because
Now we're gonna
You know how
crack an
girls are
egg
take-
on Razzy's head.
crack an egg on my. Do you actually want to?
Yeah.
Do you have an
Right
egg?
now?
Go get an egg. Go get an egg.
Right now?
For the podcast,
All right, let's
you
go.
will do it.